Welcome to the Digital Marketing Continuing Education program, Continuing and Professional Studies program at Sheridan. We have a wonderful presenter joining us today, Ashley McKernan. Ashley is a portfolio specialist, sports specialist at Sheridan. You'll also have access to the Q&A chat box, so please use this to ask your questions about the program, about Sheridan, or about continuing and professional studies programs in general. There will be a question period at the end of the presentation, and this session is also being recorded and can be emailed out afterwards. So I will hand it over to you, Ashley.
Hello. So, hello to everyone who is here today. Let me just go back to the start of our presentation. Thank you so much for joining us. I am aware we only have an hour, so we'll go through this as much detail as I can within the hour. As mentioned by Chelsea, if you have any questions, please input them in the question box on the side, and we can be sure to answer them for you. So, what we're here for today is our digital marketing information session. So very brief overview of what we're going to do today. So our agenda is going to be a very quick introduction to myself. I'm going to very briefly go over continuing and professional studies department as a whole and the benefits that you have for registering with us as a student. I'm going to take you through the digital marketing certificate program. I'm also going to take you through very briefly the sister program, which is the Digital Marketing Foundations. We're then going to have a brief time for frequently asked questions, so the questions that I myself get asked the most about this program and about students' times here at Sheridan. I'm going to also very briefly take you through our website and our registration process. I do understand sometimes the website can be a little bit difficult to navigate, especially if this is your first time. So I want to kind of quell that anxiety and just show you what essentially you're looking for if you're interested in registering. Lastly, I'm going to give you contact us links. So if you have any questions or concerns after you leave this presentation, you have the right people to get in contact with. I'm also going to provide you with the links for everything that we spoke about today, so you know where to find those on our website. And lastly, we're going to open it up to you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about anything that I went over, this would be the time to ask it. Next slide. Okay. So to briefly introduce myself, my name is Ashley McKernan. I have dual roles here at Sheridan. So I'm the Portfolio Support Specialist for the Arts, Media, Culture, Accounting, and Marketing programs, but I'm also the Marketing Events and Student Engagement Specialist for CAPS as well. So I've been here with Sheridan and supporting this program for over 5 years. Currently, I oversee our department social media feeds, our in-house marketing, and our content management systems. I have extensive personal experience with digital marketing, social media, SEO, blogging, content management systems, and more. That comes from years of experience as actually being a blogger and working for online fashion magazines within Toronto. And lastly, I've given you my email address as well, but we'll recoup that at the end in terms of the contact me section. So next. So I'm going to give a brief overview of our department, which is continuing and professional studies, and the main reasons and also the perks of being a Sheridan of CAPS, or our student of CAPS. So what do we do? So we currently offer our students upskilling and reskilling options. So whether you're looking to update your resume, launch a second career, invest in personal or professional development, we have academic program pathways that fit any of your desires. We currently offer over 200 plus courses and dozens of programs in highly sought out areas of interest that include information technology, design, both visual and digital design, photography, languages, businesses, human resources, project management, nursing, and more. Our kind of area is quite eclectic, so we have almost an academic program for any of your needs. We offer our students centralized locations. So our department specifically works out of the Davis campus, which is in Brampton, and the Hazel McCallion campus, which is in Mississauga, which means centralized course offerings that fit into your schedule, but also fit into your commute. So both of those campuses are actually off of major highways, so it's easily accessible when we are back on campus. Right now, we're offering virtual options for our students. We've completely pivoted to an online and virtual class due to the current pandemic situation that we are all experiencing, which means that you can still complete your academic requirements from the health and safety of your own home. We offer year-long intake. So how this differs from the full-time programs, in which full-time programs have usually 2 intakes, which is September and January. We offer 3 semesters, 3 intakes for students, which is January, April, and September. We also offer real-life flexibility. So we completely understand the importance of the work-life balance. We offer education that fits your schedule. So our classes, especially if they're synchronous, are held after 6 p.m. or on weekends. So that means individuals who have full-time jobs, who have families, can still find a way to fit our courses into their schedule. How that differs from full-time, again, full-time programs, you are usually here Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. You are committing to an entire program up front, as opposed to us, in which you are committing with the courses that fit into your schedule. We offer experienced instructors, so all of our instructors, regardless of program, are highly experienced industry professionals. Collaboration with the instructor and industry experts helps us facilitate a connection, a mentorship, networking, and continuous support between the instructor and the student. We also have a career center. So once you're actually a Sheridan student with us, our career center is open to your needs. It's a completely free service. It helps students find job opportunities, helps with resume building, interview skills training, portfolio development. The lists are pretty much endless. They've also pivoted to a virtual and online modality, and the link for this service will be provided at the end. Lastly, the 2 biggest questions that we get about CAPS, we offer open enrollment. So you do not need to have any previous skills, knowledge, education, or experience in digital marketing. As long as you are over the age of 19 years or have a high school diploma, you are welcome into our programs. So what open enrollment essentially means is you can choose how many courses you take per term. You only pay for the courses that you are currently enrolled in, and you monitor and maintain your own academic pathway. So again, how this differs from full-time learning. Full-time learning, you are expected to pay for the entire program up front. You do have to commit to that Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 class schedule, and they will monitor your academic pathway for you. Here we've given essentially, we've handed you the reins. You get to choose how many courses you take per term. You only pay for what you're enrolled in, and you get to monitor your own academic pathway. And lastly, something very new for fall 2020 is now that we do now have financial assistance options available to students. So students in CAPS courses can apply for a bursary. Some of our requirements are listed here. So the study period has to be longer than 4 weeks. The course has to be part of a credential, whether that's a certificate or a recognition of achievement. You have to have not received any other educational grants at this time, and your family income is below the threshold required. Again, we have a link to the requirements and how to apply at the end of this presentation, and that presentation will be emailed to all students afterwards. So we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of why everyone's here, and that's the Digital Marketing Certificate Program. So what is it? So essentially, the Digital Marketing Certificate is the answer to the challenges of working in a market where print and broadcasts are being replaced with interactive digital media. It's designed to establish essential skills for those who are seeking entry-level marketing roles, but also to let those with marketing experience apply their skill set in this crucial modern context. So this links back to the upskilling and reskilling that I discussed a couple minutes ago. So this is the perfect program for anyone who maybe does not have any experience in digital marketing and wants to try something new, or perhaps someone who's been working in marketing for years and kind of wants to update their resume to ensure that they're capturing kind of all the modern trends and applications that we are using in 2020 because we are becoming an increasingly digital world. So the certificates courses will teach students to use both the foundational and specialized tools needed to take their marketing campaigns from early planning stages to successful execution. Some of the topics that we do cover include digital marketing fundamentals, marketing search engines. We discuss in depth all of the social media platforms, and we also discuss mobile marketing and its importance to kind of 2020 today. So students will also learn how to gather and analyze data to inform future marketing plans. So we really cover the entire marketing experience from the fundamental introductory all the way to campaign launch and successful execution. So what does our program offer? So we offer easy scheduling. So each course that we offer is 42 hours long, 3 hours per week, which equals out to about 14 weeks in length per course. So each course consists of 3 credits as well. What we offer students is Slate access. So once enrolled, students get access to Sheridan's learning management system entitled Slate, and there all course materials are uploaded for student use. You can download them, you can save them to your own computer at your convenience, but it's there essentially for you to keep for the long term. We offer qualified instructors. So I do know I've already mentioned this, but each one of our courses is actually taught by qualified industry expert instructors who have hands-on experience with digital marketing, social media, SEO, and more. We also offer fast completion. So if desired, if that fits into your schedule, students can complete this credential in 1 year's time. So essentially, we are offering you learning accelerated. The course is required. So in order to successfully complete the certificate, you do have to successfully complete all 6 courses. All 6 courses are found on their website, and they're also listed here for you. So as you can see, we take you from the fundamentals of digital marketing management all the way up to data acquisition and marketing analytics. So all of these pillars are very, very important for anyone who wants to work in the industry, and we've developed the certificate so that we've covered the most amount of material that you will need in order to gain a career in this field. So I wanted to make note here that the courses that I've listed here is the recommended program pathway for students. So these courses are listed in order in which you need to take them. So should students not be able to follow the program pathway, we totally understand. Life happens. You might miss a semester. That semester, one of the courses you wanted are not offered. We highly, highly recommend that the very first 2 courses you take are the fundamentals of digital marketing and social media strategies. Because the other 4 courses, or I guess I should, 4 courses are built upon the skills and knowledge that you gain in those first 2. So I'm going to go through the courses just a little bit, very, very briefly. Again, if you have any questions, you can kindly let me know. I do see a question already popping up in the Q&A. I will answer that at the end because that's an excellent question. You'll probably get an answer as we move forward, but I'll also answer it at the end just so everyone's clear. So the fundamentals of digital marketing management, this is the recommended first course, as I said. I would even go as far as to say this is the required first course because we're really delving into the basic marketing strategies and principles. We're talking about the creation of a marketing plan and essentially even what a marketing plan is. We're going to start to really look at the analysis of customer behavior and discuss current marketing trends. The second course that is recommended is the Social Media Marketing Strategies course. So here we're going to start to analyze all the social media platforms. So we really get into the nitty-gritty of the popular ones. I believe that's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, how those are used from a digital marketing perspective. And then we really start talking about how are we blending social media and digital marketing to work successfully for what our marketing plan is. We talk about how to create online engagement, and we also kind of start evaluating the metrics because as you'll get into this course, you'll see that all those social media platforms that I just mentioned, they do have an analytics feature. We're going to start showing you how to use that analytics feature and what essentially that data means for you and your marketing campaign. Search engine marketing is the recommended third course. So search engine marketing is actually going to probably be touched upon in every single course that we offer, but it's so impactful and it's so important to digital marketing as a whole that we've offered its own course in search engine marketing. So we're really going to discuss the benefits of SEO. We're going to discuss the role of keywords, how to drive traffic to your website, how to create an SEO action plan. And for kind of a brief introduction in SEO, essentially search engine optimization is how do you get ranking on the major search networks. So Google, I think Bing is one, Yahoo. So how do you get your website and your marketing plans being able to capture those on the major on the major search engines. So that's essentially what SEO is. It's very, very important to marketing. So as I mentioned, it will be mentioned probably in every course that we offer. Next is mobile marketing. So mobile marketing is the recommended fourth course. So we're really going to talk about why is mobile marketing so important, what mobile applications to use, how to interpret or how to transfer digital marketing to mobile marketing, and how to analyze those current trends and requirements. Because as you'll start to see when you go through these courses, especially when it comes to mobile marketing, there are some rules and requirements you actually have to follow, some of which are mandated by the government for accessibility reasons. So essentially it's learning how to market successfully on your cell phone or on your tablet, but also making sure that you're adhering to those kind of laws and regulations that you do have to follow. The recommended fifth course is data acquisition and marketing analytics. So this is the nitty-gritty of web analytics. So we're going to teach you how to interpret analytical reports from major social media companies. As I mentioned before, the major social media companies provide users with analytics. We're going to teach you how to interpret those. You're also going to understand the user journey, and we're going to learn about return on investments and key performance indicators. So all these things that are very essential to the analytics side of marketing. And lastly, the applied project for digital marketing. This is the required last course. So you cannot take this course prior to completing the others because this course is actually a term-long applied project that encompasses all the materials learned in the past 5 courses. So you're going to create a marketing plan or a marketing campaign from start to finish, incorporating everything we've talked about in the past 5 courses. So you cannot successfully complete this course if you have not taken those other 5 first. So we've mentioned this on our website, but I'm just reiterating here, it is the last course that you need to take. So what are we essentially guaranteeing our students? What are we promising our students when they take our digital management certificate? So we've actually broken that down into 6 statements. So we are actually promising you the ability to create a digital marketing plan that exemplifies sound marketing principles in alignment with the global marketplace. We're promising the ability to effectively use social media marketing strategies to achieve digital marketing management objectives. We're promising the ability to demonstrate an understanding of how to generate search engine traffic for a website using SEO tools and techniques. We're promising you the ability to adapt the mobile user experience across multiple digital marketing channels. We're offering the ability to create web and social media analytic reports using Google Analytics, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter platforms. And lastly, we're offering you the ability to apply all your knowledge, skills, and experience to one very large semester-long applied project. And what's good to note is that applied project is actually going to mimic something that you will be doing in the workforce. So it's good hands-on experience, that can translate into your resume or into a career. So that's essentially very good for our students. Career options. So at the end of this program, we do have a wide variety of different career options that are available to students. I've listed some of the popular ones here. We don't have any info in terms of salary ranges, etc., but we do know that the completion of our program can lead to roles such as social media manager, digital marketing specialist, marketing coordinator, social media coordinator, content creator, and more. A very brief search on Indeed will show you the high rate of need for these different areas, because essentially any business needs a marketing side, whether that's, healthcare, whether that's, Sheridan as a whole. Most companies do have a marketing center, which means you can essentially work in any different field. And even doing a very, very quick view on Indeed of the open jobs today, you can see there is actually a high need for these different roles. So I've thrown this in here. So if everything I've said, you're not entirely sure if this program is for you and you just want to test the waters, I want to introduce you to our sister program. So the sister program is Digital Marketing Foundations. So essentially what it is, it's a 3-course recognition of achievement. So it's not a certificate, it's a recognition of achievement. It's still a credential, but it allows students to try their hand at a new area of interest while still achieving a Sheridan credential and not committing to all 6 courses at once. So the 3 courses that are required are the 3 I mentioned, the first 3. So the fundamentals of digital marketing, social media marketing strategies, and search engine marketing. I normally recommend this program to someone who might either already be in the marketing role and kind of want to update their resume to include digital marketing, or as I mentioned, someone who is not entirely sure if this career change is for them. They want to kind of test the waters, see if maybe I even like digital marketing. Maybe this is something I want to pursue. You can take these 3 courses and still get a credential. So I just wanted to throw that out as an option for students. And also students who complete the certificate, essentially they can also apply and receive this credential as well, which means when they complete the entire certificate, they're actually leaving Sheridan with 2 different credentials. So I'm going to pivot to frequently asked questions. I do see another question coming in. That question is actually coming up in our frequently asked questions. So Carmen, I see your question. I promise it's coming. So how are we offering these courses? So right now, due to the ongoing pandemic, we are offering these courses virtually and online only. So right now, we are not hosting any on-campus classes. Historically, these courses have both run an online version and an on-campus version, which allows students to choose the option that fits kind of their educational needs better. So as mentioned, right now we're completely virtual or online. So what's the difference between virtual and online? So online, also known as asynchronous learning, means that students can access and complete the course content at their own desired pace, all while adhering to course deadlines. So that means essentially if working on the coursework Saturday nights at 9 p.m. works for you, that's perfectly fine because there's no designated date or time you have to be online. When you log into your course, if you take the online method, you will see all the content is already there for you. You can work through that as fast or as slow as you want. You have the 14 weeks, obviously, to complete everything. You do have to adhere to the evaluation deadlines, assignments, tests, if those are a part of your course. But as I mentioned, if you're more comfortable doing the work maybe after your kids go to sleep or first thing in the morning, that is totally your prerogative. I also want to make it very, very clear, there is an instructor for online courses. So you're not there by yourself. It's not self-paced learning. If you have any questions or concerns, there's discussion forums, there's other students. The instructor is there with you every step of the way. Virtual learning, on the other hand, really mimics the on-campus class experience, with students having to log into the video conferencing software of the instructor's choice on designated dates and times. So you'll see for the virtual classes, we have a day of the week and a class time. If you choose the virtual option, let's say you are committing to being virtually in class, let's say every Tuesday from 7 to 10 for 14 Tuesdays. You're going to have a live lecture with the instructor. It's going to be kind of online exactly as this information session is happening. You'll have a list of participants, your fellow students, your instructor. You'll have a PowerPoint Q&A session. It essentially just completely mimics the on-campus experience, just virtually. So I have no experience in marketing. Can I join these courses? Absolutely. So our program will take you from absolutely zero knowledge of digital marketing practices and principles to hands-on practical experience and skills. And you'll remember back from our open enrollment slide, you do not need to have previous skills or experience to take our courses, as long as you meet the prerequisites of being over the age of 19 or have a high school diploma. And I should also mention, it doesn't matter as well if you have an international diploma or your high school is from a different country, not a problem. We also welcome international students as well. So how many courses can I take per term? And this kind of links back to Carmen's question, which she's written in the Q&A, which is if I take 2 courses at the same time, would that be a problem? So this is essentially the student's prerogative and based on your own individual needs. So what we recommend is this is your first time back in a classroom experience. If you're new to kind of like the virtual classroom world, if you haven't been in a class since, high school, we recommend maybe you start with 1 course to see how to test the waters and to see how that academic life kind of fits into your current work-life balance. We also recommend not taking more than 2 courses per term. Again, it's totally the student's prerogative. If you're comfortable committing to 2 or 3 per term and you meet the prerequisites required, you are welcome to do that. I personally would not recommend taking more than 2. I think 2 is doable, especially when you start taking, let's say, fundamentals of digital marketing or social media strategy at the same time. I would not recommend taking more than that per term because those courses can be quite heavy, and I wouldn't want to kind of overburden you in your first semester here. So I'm taking an online course. So how many hours should I designate each week to complete? So as I mentioned, the online course is the asynchronous option. That's, doing the coursework at your own time. We recommend that successful students normally set aside about 3 hours per week for online classes. But again, that 3 hours does not have to be 3 hours in a row. It could be an hour on Sunday, an hour on Wednesday, an hour on Friday, whatever works in your schedule. So do you help with job placement or are there co-op opportunities available to students? So while CAPS themselves does not have co-op opportunities, as I mentioned, our Career Center is a free service for all students. So they can assist you with finding job opportunities, resume building, interview skills, labor market research, and more. As I mentioned, they're offering their services remotely, but once you're a Sheridan student here, absolutely, the service is free the entire duration of your time here. I also want to mention here, which I don't think I mentioned in any of our other slides, is that we actually just hired an employment consultant as well. That's a free service as well. They can take you through very similar skills or options that I have here, like they can help you find job opportunities, but they can also help you kind of link the digital marketing program with the career opportunities that are out there. I see additional questions, and I'm going to wait to the end because I think they're very valued. They might be answered in the upcoming slides. If they're not, I'll answer them all at the end for our big question session. Okay, so I'm ready. How do I register? So I'm going to go over our website, as I mentioned, in the next couple slides. But registration is actually super, super easy, and I mimic it to purchasing something from Amazon. So when you're on our website, you simply add the courses you're choosing to your cart and follow the prompts. So that helps you establish your student account at Sheridan. The prompts are essentially going to be your personal information, your banking information. But again, I'm going to explain to you a little bit further how to find the courses if you're choosing on our website. But this photo right here is essentially a snapshot of our courses. You can see this is an online course. It has your start date here. Once you decide this is the option for you, all you have to do is click that red button that says Add to Cart. So if you need help during the term, where do I check in? So if you have a course-related content issue, let's say you're confused about some of the concepts that come up in class, I ask you to first reach out to your instructor. They are the expert. That's what they're there for. They can kind of help you guide and navigate those types of issues. If you have any other questions or concerns, let's say you've forgotten where the Career Center link is, you have trouble with your student accounts, those kind of questions you can field through me. I am essentially your support person through your entire duration of your time here. So I'm going to go through our website very, very briefly because I do take note of the time and I want to give enough time for questions and answers. So this is essentially our website. So our website is listed here at the top. It's caps.sheridancollege.ca. Again, that's provided in the link a couple slides down, which will be sent to all students. You can see here a couple different areas I want to note. The Explore Programs and Courses tab, that will list all of our programs and courses that CAPS offers as a whole. Once you have a student account here, there's a Manage Your Account button. Our Student Guide and Information Center is going to give you all the need-to-know tips and tricks of being a student here. It'll talk about how to create your account, how to pivot to online learning, what does virtual learning look like, how do I buy textbooks. All that stuff is listed underneath the Information Center. You'll see a tab on the right-hand side for our new financial assistance options. I would hesitate in calling us right now because we're all working remotely. So essentially, email is probably the best way to get a hold of us. And as I mentioned a couple slides ago, your free 30-minute employment consultant appointment, which we are now offering virtually for all our students as well. So this is our main CAPS landing page. So if you were going to look for digital marketing, what you essentially would do is you would hit the search bar in the corner. You would type in digital marketing. Anything kind of related to digital marketing that we have will pop up. So you can see on the left-hand side the programs that relate to digital marketing. You can see digital marketing comes up first. Its sister program comes up second. And there's 3 other programs here that does touch upon digital marketing, which is why they pop up here. And also you can see in courses on the right, courses, not programs, that deal with digital marketing. So you essentially would click on the program link on the left-hand side, which would take you to our program page. So this is our program page. When you click on it, you'll see a brief overview / marketing description of the program itself. You'll see a course list, which will have all the clickable listings of the courses that you take within the program. You'll also have a detailed program description tab, which is the second tab over on the bottom. That has a very more thorough description of the program, but also has program pathways and guidance for students if you're unsure or you forget the order in which the 6 courses you have to take. You'll see here, which is the course list. I want to make a note here that these are in alphabetical order. So they're not in the recommended program pathway order. They're in alphabetical order. So essentially, it is up to the students to be sure that they're registering in the right course, in the right path. But if you click on any of these individual links, you will be taken to the individual course page. So you can see the first course that we recommended you take, which is the Fundamentals of Digital Marketing Management. It's actually the 3rd course listed. So if you were to click on that, you're taken to this page, which gives you a brief overview of the course, but also gives you a course outline link. And that course outline link, which is listed right beneath the description, is a very detailed topical outline. That includes your evaluation plan, what you're going to be tested or evaluated on. It includes all the learning outcomes that we promise students, and it also includes a module breakdown, so week-by-week breakdown of the content that you're going to learn here. And directly after that course outline link, you're actually going to see, if I go back a couple slides, this right here, the additional information, plus the different areas in which you can register. So it'll clearly say either campus virtual or campus online. You select the option that is better suited for you. And as I mentioned, add to cart, follow the prompts to register as a student at Sheridan. So it's actually very, very easy. That kind of wraps up our website part of it. I wanted to give you some contact us links. So if you don't have any questions right now, but you have a question perhaps in a couple weeks, or if you think of something this afternoon, there's a couple different areas in which you can reach us. I've given you my email address. I'm available anytime if you have any questions or concerns. There's also the CAPS generalized email address there as well. So if I happen to be away from campus or not available, you can also reach out to them as well. They can troubleshoot some issues for you or any initial questions you might have. We are also on social media, and right now I'm only showing us our Twitter feed. So we are on Twitter if you want to follow us. If you have any questions you want to shoot us a tweet through there, you're perfectly able to as well. And again, even though it's been mentioned a couple of times, I'm giving you the link to our website. If you want to kind of peruse the program description page at your own leisure, it might answer some of the questions you have, or if you just want to kind of get familiar with the courses and programs that you are going to be taking. I've included here all of the links for everything that I mentioned in this presentation. So I've given you the landing page for the digital marketing certificate. I've given you the landing page for the foundations, recognition of achievement, our CAPS general page, a link to the financial assistance, a link to the Career Center, a link to the generalized student services guide, so the different things that we offer our students, which I did mention in kind of the CAPS overview side of the presentation. And I've also included a link that we give to students for online learning preparation. So we do understand, while some people do prefer the on-campus modality, transitioning to online might not be as easy or something that they might not be comfortable with. So we've given you a guide to essentially take the stress out of online learning. So how do you find your courses? What is Slate, which is our online learning system? What does that look like? So you're essentially not in the dark. But again, if you have any questions about that, you can contact me at any time. So that actually concludes my presentation. I have seen a couple questions come up on the side, and I will answer them. And this is a perfect time if you have any questions for myself, if you have any questions about the digital management program, if you have any questions about the Sheridan services as a whole, what kind of different things you have access to while you're a Sheridan student, now's the time to ask. I promise if there's something that I don't have an answer to, I will get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. I will ask the right people. But again, this is the perfect time to ask. So I'm going to go through the questions. I see there's 3 already. Deepesh has asked, I see the fundamentals of digital marketing course starting September 8th for an online version. If I enroll, how do I make up for the missed classes? So if you are enrolling in the online version as opposed to the virtual class, the online version means there's no classes, so you won't miss anything. So the online class means that you complete the coursework at the time and manner that works best for you. So as I mentioned, if that means it's before work, if it's after work, if it's on weekends, if it's at midnight, if that's what works with your schedule, that's perfectly fine. So if you're taking the online class, there's probably no classes that you're going to miss. If you're taken away for whatever reason and that happens to fall on an evaluation due date, I always recommend that you go through your instructor to see maybe I submit it earlier, maybe I submit it later based on circumstances. But if you're taking the online version as opposed to the virtual version, I do not believe you'll miss any classes. If you happen to be talking about the virtual class, the good news is that we've actually started recording our sessions. So let's say you have to miss 1 week because you have a predetermined kind of work event. We're videotaping those classes for you. We're asking the instructors to upload those to Slate, so you will have the presentation viewable to you if you happen to miss it. I also always recommend students, if you know in advance that you're going to miss 3 scheduled courses in a term, I recommend postponing your enrollment to the next term. Missing 3 or more courses does tend to impact your success as a student. So Deepesh, I hope I answered that for you. If I didn't, please feel free to clarify in the comments and I can kind of pivot my answer. So Carmen, if I take 2 courses at the same time, would that be a problem? Absolutely not. As long as you meet the prerequisites. So as I mentioned, I would not recommend taking fundamentals of digital marketing management and the data analytics one, because you have to take the prerequisites before you can take the data analytics course. But if you are interested in maybe bundling up the fundamentals of digital marketing and social media strategies, that's perfectly fine. And actually, the program pathway that we do outline on our website shows how you can take 2 courses per time for the entire year. So you can be done this time kind of next September. So absolutely, you can take more than 2 courses at a time. Again, totally based on your schedule, your needs, your kind of work-life balance. But you can successfully complete both. So Carmen, I hope I've answered that for you. If I haven't, please feel free to clarify and I can repivot. So Stacy has asked, can we start out in virtual learning setting and switch to asynchronous setting for further courses? Absolutely. You can take, as I mentioned, the kind of program pathway that you take is totally up to you. I have students who might take a mix of on-campus, online. So let's say one semester, I can commit to coming to class every Tuesday, but the next semester, it's winter. This actually happens a lot. So winter, I don't want to be driving anywhere. I just want to take my class online so I know, safety with the snow, everything will be fine. Totally, completely your prerogative and your program path. So we're giving students, as I mentioned, the ability to kind of take the reins of their own program pathway and essentially design this program how it works for you. So absolutely, you can. Stacey, I hope I answered that for you well. Deepesh, okay, good. I'm glad that's everything you wanted to know. And Baha, can I have dual access to online as well as virtual? So unfortunately, no, that's not essentially how our system is set up. I do want to reiterate that the content for both courses is identical. It's just the way that it's delivered that is different. So the virtual one, as I mentioned, you're going to have kind of instructor-led classroom experience. The online one is more self-paced learning, but the content is clearly identical. So unfortunately, we don't allow for dual access for both. You do have to pick the modality that serves you best. If perhaps you enroll in, let's say, the online version, but you realize, oh no, I need the instructor experience, you can transfer over to the virtual side, but I want to make it very clear that we have rigid deadlines, withdrawal and transfer deadlines. They're all available on our website under that student guide as well. So you have to be sure that you request that transfer within the timeline. I do believe it's 3 weeks from the start date of the course. I can double check that for you. But essentially, you can't come to us, end of month 2 and say, oh, this isn't working for me. Unfortunately, we can't transfer your enrollment over at that point. So let's say you get a week or 2 into the course and you decide, okay, I can't commit to virtual, I want to do online, or vice versa. We can do that transfer for you if that works best. I hope I answered that for you, Baha. Let me know in the comments if I haven't clarified that well. And Stacy seems to be good. Do you have any other questions, comments, concerns at this time? Awesome. Okay, I don't see anything coming in. So again, I understand it's a lot of information to take in a 45-minute period. Please go away with it. Review our program page. You'll have this PowerPoint presentation. We will send it to you so you kind of can review the stuff I've reviewed for you here today. If you have any questions in the upcoming weeks, I'm definitely here to support you. My email is all over this presentation. I want to reiterate that our next semester is September. So September, I believe it's the 2nd week of September, our online classes start. And the 3rd week of September, I'm going to bring up my calendar super quickly, our virtual classes start. So our online classes will start September 8th, and our virtual classes will start the week of September 14th. So you do have some time to decide if this is right for you. I do recommend students register at least 1 to 2 weeks prior to the course just to secure your spot. It's beneficial, especially when there's last-minute enrollments. Enrollment is not an instantaneous process. It's about 24 to 48 hours. It can get into that 48-hour period as we get kind of much closer to the deadline and there's much more students enrolled. So to ensure that you have access to the course content on the day that the course starts, I recommend just making sure you secure your registration 1 to 2 weeks before the class starts. So if you don't have anything else for me, I'm going to pivot it back to Chelsea. But thank you so much for your time. I am aware that it is a Thursday during the day, so I appreciate you coming out. I appreciate your time, and you know where to find me if you need me. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Ashley, thank you so much for joining us, especially for this amazing presentation. As Ashley mentioned, this presentation was recorded, so we will be sending that out to everyone over the next few days. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions afterwards, do not hesitate to reach out to us. We're always happy to help, especially Ashley, if you have any direct questions about this program. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a great day.
Take care.